Hey up, Sofa Squad, and welcome back to another edition of On the Sofa. And with me, as always, well, almost always, is Stool.
Hello, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Mike, you almost got that correct there. Almost.
Almost.
Your little intro thing almost worked.
Did it?
Yeah.
What do you mean almost?
The
Did
countdown
it
thing.
Oh, the countdown thing.
It wasn't
What
too
about
bad. I'm not gonna, piss on your cornflakes. It was acceptable.
Oh, well, as long as it was acceptable.
That's the best you're gonna get from me.
Okay, fair enough. How are you, Stool? You okay?
Well, who knows? Yes, Dave, I always behave. I really don't know. I'm as confused as pretty much everybody is in the UK right now.
Yeah. Yes.
Nobody really understands why they're doing this and blah de blah. We all know why.
Yeah.
But if you did see that link that I posted on the Twitters earlier, from Political Joe, if you follow them on the Twitters, a wonderful little parody of the Band-Aid song, Do They Know It's Christmas, which they call Do They Know It's COVID? And that's a wonderful thing to watch, which pretty much sums up the state of affairs in this clusterfuck of a country right now.
Yes. Yes, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. And
So
Purple's given us greetings.
oh, greetings, Purple. Purple is busy trying to understand time zones because Purple's an American, so they don't really get it. But
No, well, I'm only.
As far as I understand it, and correct me if I'm wrong here, the rules are pretty much the same as they were before, except we now have to be merry and bright. So you can go out, but you can't go out unless you're out, in which case you should be in.
Yes. You can mix with 3 households, but don't.
Yeah. You can do it, but don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So long as you stay on their patio or something.
I don't know. I think patio's a band now. Who knows? Who cares? Let's just watch this catastrophe unfold when we're given our freedom, which I've not had for 6 months, by the way. London, screw you, Tier 3. I've been in Tier 3 for 6 months, you whiny Southerners.
And we've got spooky.
Spooky. So let's see what happens after this 5 days of freedom that we get over the Christmas period.
Yeah. Yes.
I wonder if I'm scratching my chin and thinking, I wonder what will happen after that.
I wonder. Stool?
Yeah.
Why am I having nightmares about Edwina Curry shagging John Major with a strap-on dildo?
I think that's probably due to your medication. You should probably speak to your GP about this. But, the people inside chat will not understand what you're talking about. That is a scary thing. And here's the scientist Mel with a broken mic.
It's not my mic is broken. It was terrible software.
Oh, did you get it sorted?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea. Sorry.
You're sounding absolutely perfect now.
Yeah, because I'm not using the crappy software.
I did check in. I checked into your. I did look at your little periscope. That's what she said, and it was so awful.
Yeah, it was
bad.
I'm gonna try again tomorrow, I guess.
I'll tell you what I'll do, because it's Thursday, and we're always happy when Mike does his Thursday thing. So what I'll do, I'll not here right now, but later when we're together and we're all cozy, I'll teach you how to fix this.
Oh, you're going to teach me something. That'll be something new.
Oh.
Shots fired. That's what the kids say.
Is that what they say?
That's what the kids say.
Mm.
They would say, shots fired.
What does the fox say?
Oh, God. Don't take me back to the days I was teaching high school. Don't take me back to those days.
I know you won't believe this scientism, Mel, but audio is an absolute pain in the shitter.
No, I know that. I used to make short films.
Mm-hmm.
Audio is exceedingly important, more so than even some of the shots.
Nice one. You are correct on this one. Nice one. I approve of that comment. But with the operating system that you're using, Windows is bad. Mac OS is better, which surprised me because you just bought yourself a new MacBook Pro. And yet you're using Resolve on a Windows machine.
Yeah, I am.
That just makes no sense.
Sure it does.
No, it really
the
doesn't.
MacBook, okay, if I wanted to run Resolve on a MacBook, I would have to pay for a MacBook that I don't have money for. You're talking like $3,000 computer, yes, for it to run because of the amount of graphics that are supposed to be there.
None of this is true.
Yes, it is.
Really isn't.
Yes, it is.
It really
Besides,
isn't scientism, Mel.
Look at my really nice gift with purchase. Resolve is running great on this computer, by the way.
I've got a MacBook Pro that's now 8 years old, and I can run Resolve perfectly well.
Resolve 16 Studio or the free version?
It's basically the same thing, Mel.
No, it's not.
It actually really is the same thing.
The free version's not the same as the paid for version. The paid for version has lots more bells and whistles.
Anywho, back to the program. Well, welcome, Mel. Welcome to the show.
I'll put my guns away for now, Black Sofa. I'm American. I love my guns, right?
And before you came into the studio, I was asking Stall, why am I having visions of Edwina Curry shafting John Major with a strap-on dildo?
Oh, is it something Paul Watson has said?
Bingo.
Mm.
Paul Joseph Watson, he tweeted something. I think it was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yes.
Just yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that person.
What did he tweet, Mr. Stall? Remind us.
Oh, to paraphrase, I only see his stuff when other people kind of retweet it because I've got him blocked and whatever, because he's a massive grifter.
Right.
He's a vile piece of poo.
Here, I'm going to be like Stool today. I'm going to have a beanie on. Go ahead.
But he basically said, you look like such a dick. But he basically said, I can't take her seriously, make her go away. He basically said, men who wear a face mask are admitting that their girlfriends like to, I'm not going to say that word, but penetrate them from behind.
He was talking about pegging.
Hey, whoa. Whoa.
It's not a dirty word.
Calm down.
It is past the word.
Stool got way too excited by that word. I'm sorry, guys. He's like, pegging? Not me! Oh, where are my pearls to clutch? You're missing your pearls.
Do you know who Edwina Curry is, Mel?
I've heard the name. I don't remember right off. But I've heard the name.
She was a Conservative MP, and she was having an affair with former Prime Minister John Major.
Oh, okay.
and she responded to Paul Joseph Watson's tweet by saying, "Idiot, try it. You might enjoy it."
I think I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, is that a true thing? I didn't know she'd replied to him. Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Oh my
yes.
gosh, that's actually quite funny. I wasn't aware of this. That's brilliant.
Dr. Benjamin Janaway, he responded. He said, "Well, at least I fucked a girl."
I now understand where Mike's coming from. I've got. Oh my god, no, oh god, no, make it go away.
What? This is actually a vintage beanie from the Warner Brothers Studio store. You can't get it anywhere because the store doesn't exist anymore. I used to work there, and it's Marvin the Martian. You know, come on, man. Who doesn't love Marvin the Martian? And it's like legit.
Exactly.
It's cool.
I hate you so much, Mike. Thank you.
Well, I figured, you know, I would probably dress the part since a new stool was going to be here. I'd put something on my head too. But mine's cool because it's got Marvin the Martian.
Well, I'd hope it would be. I'd hope it'd be warm.
Oh, I mean, yes. I mean, it's. Whoop, it fell off my head. It's trying to get away. It's a nice wool. It's nice wool, and it's not really lined, but you know, it's pretty cool. Sits on the brow nicely. Wool, 70% wool, 30% synthetic fibers. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It matches my eyes. So there we go.
Brilliant. So, yeah, he's an idiot basically. He's a clickbaiting troll.
He is.
Yeah.
He's quite vile. He really is.
He's not very nice at all, and I think he just says stupid stuff because he wants to be an edgelord and people give him money for saying stupid things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes it. People don't believe me when I say this because I am familiar with what a grifter he is. He was literally, and I'm not mocking other people's, you know, employment or whatever, but he was literally a toilet cleaner in Sheffield.
I've done that too.
Yeah. So have I actually.
And I'm not mocking that. Fine, whatever. But he realized he got into conspiracy theories, and then, however, discovered that he could make a shit ton of money, and he makes a lot of money. As you know, these grifters make a lot of money. He could make a lot of money by playing along with Alex Jones.
Yeah.
And so Alex Jones will now refer to PJW as one of his reporters or editors or whatever. And I find it quite vile. I don't like bullshitters.
Yeah.
It is a massive grift. And, you know, Scientist Mel, you know a bit about this because I was telling you about this because they both, you know, flog these so-called dietary pills.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. And at extortionate prices.
Well, it's special because it's got extra manly juice in it or something. I don't know. It's, you know, Superman pills.
The hilarious thing about the super manly juice is that you remember about 5 years ago, all these idiots invented this term soy boy. Yeah. And the tablets are literally made of nothing but soy. Yeah. I find hilarious.
That is funny. I talked about this a few weeks ago before I went on my vacay. Well, it wasn't really it was kind of, I still had to work, but it was all right. But with Mara, we talked about dietary supplements and did an episode on our show about that. And the FDA, I believe it was in the 80s, they changed the laws associated with dietary supplements. They treat them as food products. And
Yeah.
so since it's treated as like a food product, it's not as regulated as like a medication or a vitamin, vitamins and stuff like that. They're treated like food products. But if there's a problem and somebody starts getting sick or there's anything else, or if they try to say it cures something, that's when they step in and go, okay, that's not correct. You can't say it cures something. So it's a matter of labeling is what it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can sell it as a food product and they'll just treat it as a food product.
And we've also got this new nonsense now, well, semi-nonsense about vitamin D. So
take that and zinc and you won't get the Rona. And I just want to put my head through the wall.
But am I correct, Scientist and Mel? I think that D is actually the only important one that we might need to think. I'm not talking about the COVIDs, but in normal kind of life. D is the one that actually might make a little bit of difference if you're lacking in it. All the rest.
I mean, if you're lacking in any nutrients, that's a problem. But, in the U.S., okay, an example in the U.S., it was early 1900s, mid-19, somewhere around there, Central Park in New York. They kind of put that there to kind of help get people more exposure to vitamin D. But what they were finding out is people were deficient in vitamin D. So they started adding it to milk because they weren't going out into the sun as much. And sunlight's required for the synthesis of vitamin D in your body. So if you're not out in the sunshine getting it, you do have to orally take it somehow. And so that's why in the US, they added vitamin D to a lot of the milk.
Is that why some women have been sunning their vajayjays to get vitamin?
Their what?
Their hoo-has.
Did you just say a naughty word?
Oh, you mean... Okay. I saw that was a thing that's happening now. People are going outside and spreading their legs and getting sunshine in their parts that the sun don't normally shine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't do that because that skin is highly sensitive and it's more prone to sunburns. People were perineum sunning, which is anal sunning. They were going outside, spreading their butt cheeks and blasting it with sunlight. And guess what? Their buttholes got burned. Don't do that.
Can I just say, talking of big buttholes, Peter is in the side chat. Hi, Peter.
Yeah. That's a word that Still's not used to.
Do you see what I'm doing here? I'm cunningly helping you here, Mike, because there's no damn way your list will last for 2 hours.
I do 2-hour streams by myself still. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's because nobody likes you.
That's exactly true. Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. Guess I'll eat some worms. You know that song?
Yes, I know. Yes, I do actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Still sings it every morning for breakfast. While he drinks his condensed milk from a can.
Yeah.
Or evaporated. I'm sorry. You don't do condensed. You do evaporated, right?
Evaporated milk.
Yeah. Condensed is like you got to chew on that.
Why do you make it sound weird?
Because it kind of is. So, we don't drink condensed milk out here. We just, get it in a jug and pour it in a glass.
Okay. I'm not going to have the argument about milk containers because this one will really make me go mental. Anyway, Mike.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Moving swiftly on.
You just filled 20 minutes. You've only got 1 hour 40 left. You will thank me for this later.
I will do. But before we turn the air to blue, this is hot off the press. Emmanuel Macron has got COVID.
Ah.
So he's gone into isolation And because he's come into contact with other EU leaders, evidently some of them may have to isolate themselves as well.
Well,
Yeah.
that means the UK is safe because we're not allowed to travel over there because they hate us. Did you hear the thing from Chris Christie?
No, I did not. Enlighten us.
I only heard it about an hour ago. He had the COVIDs, and he's published, I don't know if it's a video, I was listening on the radio, and he's posted a thing saying, wear your masks. Okay. Wear your masks. I was an idiot for not wearing mine. This thing is bad. Because he caught it, obviously, at the White House kind of gatherings. That's kind of, that is really weird, because Chris Christie, pardon my language, Mike, but he's a cunt. So if he's saying something like that, wow.
Oh my gosh. People out here, they just, speaking of which, last week I rented a cabin in the mountains in Tennessee in Sevierville County. Guess who's number 5 in the country? Which county is number 5 in the country for increased rate of COVID infections? Sevierville County, where I was. It's nuts. Oh, there he is. Emmanuel Macron. I want to call him Macaroon or something like that.
I don't like his wife.
You know, you don't like his wife? What did she do to you, Stool?
It's what she refused to do.
What did she refuse to do?
I just think she's rather creepy.
So she wouldn't go out with you. Is that why you don't like her?
You know that she used to be his teacher at school.
Secondary or primary?
Does it matter? No, I don't know the answer to that.
If it's primary school, that's really, really creepy. If it's secondary school and she was like 21 and he was 18 and then she quit her job and then, you know what I mean? It's a little gray area there. But yeah, there's a power issue there, Yeah. Hopefully they didn't get together till much later.
Oh, it says here, Bridget Macron is 67 and he's 42.
She's 67?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. That's 25 years difference.
So do you get where I'm coming from now? There is a little bit of a weird thing, but here's the thing. I don't actually give a shit because it's not my business what people do. It's not my business. But I've got one of my stool feelings. I've got a stool feeling about that woman.
That's probably just any tacos you ate earlier today.
There's something a bit suspect about her. But
I mean, that is suspect if she used to be his teacher. But if they didn't hook up until later in adulthood, that's a bit different. But if they were eyeballing each other while she was a teacher, that's a problem. I'm
trying my best here, and I'm not very good at it because I've been ordered by the government to hate the French. But I'm not very good at it. So I'm just going to stop doing it now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you remember when U.S. was going nuts over France not joining us and killing people in a war? They decided to stop calling French fries and decided to call them freedom fries.
Freedom fries.
I know. That's where I live.
Scientism Mel. Scientism Mel, what's happening? I've only seen a little bit about it this year, but you know the war on Christmas.
It's going great. It's going great.
It doesn't seem to be as bloody and violent this year.
You're right. The war on Christmas has been kind of downplayed. We sent out our agendas at the beginning of the year because we're solely responsible for the Rona. Those of us who are both anti-fascist and prefer, consider Black Lives to matter, we're all part of an underground sect.
Have they not? Another thing that I've not seen this year, and I kind of understand why the idiots are confused about this, because I remember, and I've got the video, back in 2017, Trump, at one of his Klan rallies, stood up at Christmas time and said, I have single-handedly won the war on Christmas. Yeah, and all the old chaps and cleared, cheered, and he said, "It's now legal for you to say Merry Christmas."
Yeah, I know that. I thought that was so stupid.
Where'd you go from that? Because has he won the war on Christmas? Is there still a battle?
Oh, there's definitely a war. We're fighting it every day because that's all we do is sit around and think of ways to destroy Christmas for everybody else. All the scientists, we get together and we think about this.
Is the cup thing not happening in your land?
Well, the cup thing isn't a big issue because of the virus right now. Because, a lot of people, well, maybe not where I've been, you might as well just put your sputum in cups now. I guess that's okay.
Really?
But
do you get what I'm referring to?
Yes, where they're like, oh, well, they don't have Merry Christmas on the Starbucks cups anymore. Oh my God. It's Happy Holidays. There's a war on Christmas. No.
I used to love that one. It was so hilarious.
And they call, people who are like anti-Trump snowflakes. And they're the ones who are crying about a freaking cup from a corporation.
Yeah. It's asinine.
And then these idiots will get like their Nikes or their Keurig machines when they stopped endorsing Fox News. When they stopped, they like, I'm burning my Nikes. You already gave them money.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm smashing my Keurig machine. Okay, Keurig still has your money.
I've got to maintain that was one of the funniest things ever when Hannity told all his fans to smash up the Keurig machines.
Yeah.
We win.
Yay!
So much winning.
So
much.
What do you do with all that winning? You just...
I know.
Next, they're going to just start burning down their house. They're going to burn down their house to own the libs.
Yeah.
Look, burn down my house to make your insurance cost more because you're in my neighborhood. That will be the next thing. I saw your Biden-Harris sign. I'm going to burn down my house.
Yeah. They'll drink Kool-Aid to own the libs next. That'll be the next thing they do.
Yeah, probably.
I don't
other
know what
drinks
to
are
think
available.
about this. Of course, other drinks are available because, as I've said many times, it wasn't Kool-Aid that they drank. It was a different fucking brand. So be careful. I always get history correct.
Pedanticism.
I'm so pedantic today. I really am.
He's pedantic. He's a grammar Nazi.
Oh, we're not allowed to say that word. You're getting banned.
Yes. Oh, yeah. But talking of wars,
as we were, Merry Christmas, Mike.
Yeah, and a Happy New Year. But our government, this is a true news story. This is something that's actually happening. Randolph is saying some people are so strongly brainwashed that I wonder if they've been injecting the Kool-Aid powder directly. Yeah, that's an interesting. And hello to Sam Chaos.
Huh.
Hey, Sam. Hi.
Hey.
And good to have you. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. This is a true story. This is something that is actually happening. Our government is threatening to put gunships in the Channel and the Irish Sea to protect our fish after Brexit.
To protect your fish?
Yes.
Yes.
Like you own the fish.
Mel, don't go there.
Well, I mean, we got babies in cages, so I got nothing on about protecting fish, saying I own the fish, but I'm just
You're literally stepping into a can of worms here. Do not ever say the word fish to a British person.
Fish and chips, man.
Yeah. But yeah, because in the event of no deal, which is looking more and more likely,
it's only been 9,000 years. Weren't y'all supposed to leave like, I don't know, 2 years ago? Fool.
There'll be no contingency plan in place to prevent Bonnie foreigner from coming over and fish.
Stealing our fish.
Sorry.
No, it's utterly ridiculous. I mean, this feels like a Monty Python sketch, if I'm honest. Yeah, it's like...
I can't keep a straight face.
You've actually nailed it on the head there, scientism, Mel, because it's more surreal than a Monty Python sketch. This is now what the British, a certain portion of the British people are now obsessed about. Fish. Check my tweets. I always say #fishty because it's make-believe. It's the most insane bullshit ever.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, because I'm a British person, I'm now supposed to be excited or worried about our British fish.
Well, they all have those British accents, so you know that unless they're brown fish, y'all just need to kick them out.
Oh yeah.
The brown fish aren't allowed.
Immigrant fish.
Yes, the immigrant fish. You know how they look.
Rapists.
They are. Those brown fish are rapists.
Yeah, they're not. Lizzie Trust is she's assuring us that our cods and haddocks are not going to go up. They're not going to be more expensive.
I'm not going to whine on about this because it's such a ridiculously Monty Python thing to even be concerned about. But this is a real thing, scientism, Mel. There are now, all the Brexity people are now, imagine your Trump people who get upset about, I don't know, emails or masks or whatever.
No. Trust me. I get it. I actually went to a couple protests during right after the vote came out in 2016. I went to a couple protests that summer. People were very upset on both ends. So it's like, woo.
Yeah.
All the way down to Parliament. I didn't speak because I felt like I shouldn't, because it's not I don't have a dog in the fight, but at least showed up because friends of mine couldn't go. So I was like, okay, well, I'll show up and be an extra body.
Do you think maybe if you had a more palatable accent, you would have been prepared to speak?
Maybe, but everybody thinks, oh, she's real Southern. Y'all, if you came out here and you listen to people speak, you would not, you would be like, this is not English.
You just said y'all, so.
I did say y'all. I say it sometimes. And this isn't even a thick Southern accent, which is funny.
#blocked.
Yeah, that's okay.
But Liz Truss, she's boasting about all these deals that we supposedly have, but most of them are just continuation of the deals that we otherwise would have if we hadn't left the EU anyway. It's just the same thing.
I'm not a huge fan of Liz Truss. Liz Truss is basically, and I'm not being sexist here, Liz Truss is a lying piece of shit.
Well, there's no sexist terms in that. So.
Oh, trust me, they'll turn it this way when they hear me say this, because that's how the world works now. She's vile, absolutely vile.
So is the gun girl who hangs out with Alex Jones, who pooped her pants at a frat party. But,
oh God!
I don't know if you're aware of this or if you've been paying attention, Mike, but Liz Truss as well as being, I just said Trust, Liz Trust. That was weird. Liz Truss, which is actually more appropriate because a truss is something that, no, I'm not going to go there. But she's also, as well as being the major head person in forming international trade deals, is also the head of what's her title? Equality Minister.
Yeah.
Equality Minister.
Equality Minister. So she really didn't do her job so great.
So she's in charge of let's all treat people equally and all that kind of stuff. She's a lying piece of shit. She really is. Look at her record. Always look at the records before they speak, because her record is fucking shit.
I have to ask you guys, because I usually ask my British friends or my UK friends, depends. You know, some of them are in Scotland and others in Ireland. Do you watch The Crown?
No.
The TV show?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I've seen. I finished it. I finished this season.
What do you think of Jillian Anderson as Margaret Thatcher?
She's okay as Margaret Thatcher, but I didn't know that Margaret Thatcher suffered from laryngitis the whole time.
Yes. I thought I enjoy watching. I'm not a royalist. I really don't care about any of that, but it's really kind of funny to watch all of that happen.
Seriously? Okay,
Charles is a bit of a dick, isn't he? He's a dick.
Firstly, I've not watched it, and I never will because it's crap. Secondly, Mike, you've watched this. I thought better of you.
Well, they will teach you to put me on too high a pedestal.
Thirdly, Gillian Anderson, raw, and also Margaret Thatcher. Her bosoms were very large. That's a fact. That's a science fact.
You know, I would suggest you watch this current season of The Crown so you too can be confused. You can be no, listen, because lots of people crush on Gillian Anderson. So when you see her as Margaret Thatcher, you're going to have conflicting feelings. And I want to know all about that. You have to tell me all about that when you watch that.
Mike, are you listening to this? Are you now going back to Edwina Curry and John Major?
Margaret Thatcher.
But I thought but in all seriousness, I thought she played her brilliantly. And
she did a great job. She really did.
You know, Mike has so damaged me today with that image that I've now got burned into my head.
Well, just imagine Gillian Anderson as Margaret Thatcher.
You dirty... Oh.
Maggie Thatcher, the milk snatcher.
Yes, exactly.
Walking around being Gillian Anderson. So many thoughts and feelings. It's just wrong. It's like some of my British friends would be watching that. They're like, I'm so confused about Margaret Thatcher right now watching Gillian A doing this.
I want to show you guys something.
Can I just can I give context to this? The lovely people inside chat will not be familiar with the term Maggie Thatcher. No, Maggie Thatcher, the milk snatcher. That's actually a real thing that was that came from 1979 because she stole children's milk. That's a real thing.
That sounds like her.
Context is always important.
She's not a very good person.
Well, she's dead now, so who cares?
Right, but her legacy kind of screwed over the UK a whole lot.
She was a bitch.
But I have to say, Charles is a dick in that show.
Yeah.
Diana gets all of this attention and not me. You're like, oh my God, go to therapy.
But I don't know how much of that is true.
Yeah.
But I do know that
it's make-believe for the Netflix people. It's not real.
No, a lot of it is true, actually. But I do know that the royal family treated Diana like shite.
They really did. They did.
And how, may I ask, as somebody who has access to the royal family, Mike, could you...
They call him every Thursday. It's just Thursday morning he gets his briefing from the Queen, and then it's sent to him also in letter form from her carrier that delivers the messages, and then he goes down and checks the agenda for the day, what they'll be doing, and then he calls Charles and cusses him out for being a prick. And then he's like, "Do you know what you did, Diane? I'm just making certain you understand that." And then then he goes about his day.
Now that Pornhub has changed the rules, Mike's new title for my next movie, Thursday Morning Briefing from the Queen. It's not going to sell. Mike
could break into the Queen's the Buckingham Palace like that one dude. That was great.
You know what?
Do you know what's going on in your country? God, you suck. I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to tell you how much crap is going on.
Mike would actually get away with this, because if he broke into Buckingham Palace, Mike would just sit there and say, "I've got a list."
And then he'd drink a bottle of the cheap wine. Sit there like that dude. That was probably one of my favorite parts. Not only did he do it once, but he broke into Buckingham Palace twice. Cheers to that guy.
Yeah. My computer is playing silly buggers, so I can't share you this photograph that Jillian Anderson showed on Twitter.
I've seen it, yeah.
Do you want me to see if I can pull it up and then share my screen?
Yeah, if you could.
I love it when Mel talks dirty.
You need to get out more, Stoll.
Tier 3.
Send it to me. Send it to me in direct messages, and I'll pull it up. Can you do that?
Is it the one on the chairs?
Yeah. I'll see if I can do it on my phone.
Yeah, send it to me in direct messages, and then I'll pull it up.
Hang on.
Share.
Just out of interest, Mike, you know your big extensive list that you've got?
Yes.
We're 45 minutes into this. How far are you down this list now?
I barely scratched the surface.
It's Stool's fault. He won't shut up.
It's Stool's function in life to take the blame. You should know this by now.
This is true.
Oh my God. Stool is the illegitimate child of Camilla Parker Bowles and Keith Richards. Has Daddy called you lately, Stool?
Peter, one day, Peter, I'm going to come and get you. I will track you down.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen so you guys can have a look-see.
That's,
here you go.
And while you're doing that,
yeah, it's down in the thing
on my list.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the Supreme Court dismissed Trump and Texas's attempt to overturn the election results.
Yes.
And so Trump sulked in his bedroom and refused to join in this party that was happening at the White House. So it's over. It's over.
How many times has he got to lose?
The electors, they voted. So it's official.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden is officially the president-elect. but they're still. But Trump is still saying it's a hoax. It's fake news. It's a fraudulent election, and they're vowing to fight on.
Well, of course they are. But once he's removed from office, then there's going to be lots of different things that can happen to him in the criminal aspect of litigation.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't want to lose the position. You cannot indict a sitting president. The picture's down at the bottom, if you see it.
Ah.
You can click on it for your Jillian Anderson picture.
Oh.
I think you have to.
Oh, come on, Mike. Come on.
My computer's frozen. I can't do anything.
Wow.
Hang on.
Do you see it at the bottom of StreamYards?
No, I don't. See the share your screen window that comes up when you try to share your screen it's completely grayed out. I can't do anything. The only thing I can do is close Google, or wait for the program to respond. But if I close Google, then I'll get kicked out of this my own show as well.
The wonderful thing about StreamYards is if you do accidentally kick yourself out, you can get back into it.
Yes.
Point of interest, Scientism Mill. If you're using Restream, you cannot get back into your own stream when you kick yourself out.
Oh, thank you.
Think about that.
I will think about that very, very, very lots.
Very lots.
Mm-hmm. Very lots. I will think about it very, very lots for you.
I love how you measured that in a scientific term.
Yeah, lots.
Is that a metric lots or an imperial lots?
That was probably like, more metric lots.
Mm-hmm.
Milli lots, kilo lots. This is just the standard lots. There you go. She's doing duck face. Did Margaret Thatcher do a lot of duck face back in the day?
I don't think so.
Huh.
Oh, there's two of me now. Oh, no, just one. Okay. So yeah, there she is. Let's just get rid of her. Yeah. So, I don't know if anyone saw this, but do you guys know who Milo is?
Milo Yiannopoulos, that dude?
Was.
Yes.
Was.
Yeah.
He's as you probably know, he's been banned from Twitter and Facebook and the YouTubes. And where do people go when they're banned from those other social networks?
They go to Parler and BitChute.
Yes. So he threw a massive temper tantrum on Parler, apparently.
Of course he did.
Yeah. And saying one of the things that he posted was that there's only two options now, either civil war or succession.
He's such a desperate little ex-grifter. It's embarrassing.
Yeah. That was mildly amusing.
Yeah, the stupid grifters, after a while, you're just, I don't know. How can anybody continue to dive headfirst into that garbage? After a while, you just feel like, what am I doing here?
Ka-ching. It pays them well.
I mean, it pays them well, but the people forking over the cash, after a while, you think that they would be like, maybe I don't need, I could have spent this money on a really nice bourbon.
That's how it should work.
A pizza,
It's how it should work, but unfortunately, you've got this ridiculous situation where we are living in a world, and I'm not going to use the N-word, but there are a lot of people who've been totally brainwashed and indoctrinated with very far right ideas, And they love this.
I thought you meant the other N word, and I was about to say, you are not going to do a racial slur on here, are you?
I would never do such a thing. No, you know
It's like, I'm not going to use the N word. And I'm like, well, you better not. If you mean Nazi, that's okay to say.
No, I'm a good boy. But
by whose standards?
Mine. And that's all that matters, let's be honest. I'm going to keep pounding this home. Look, I'm doing the action. I'm literally...
You don't have a carrot, though, so it's not very...
Oh, you're missing my carrot, aren't you?
No, not really. You remember I was nauseated last time you talked about your carrot.
I know I know you're being coy, but I kind of guessed that you liked it when I stroked it.
Oh my God. Oh. No, that's like very creepy. You're getting into the creepy realm. I'm going to stroke my carrot for you on this live stream and you're going to like it. I'm like, no, I'm not. Oh my God. No. Here, you want to look at my dog for a while? There's my dog. There you go.
Yeah, I've got OBS. Yeah, okay.
That's not OBS. This is literally another camera. Hey, Neen, can you say hello?
And I'm trying to find this this tantrum because I've got screenshots of it. But anyway, we'll move on. Jeremy Corbyn has announced that he's started this new thing called the Peace and Justice Project. Mm. Have you heard about that, Stool?
I have, yeah. I have
what
no
are your
interest.
Thoughts on this?
I have no interest whatsoever. He needs to go away, basically.
Yeah.
Just stop messing and let us all get on with our lives.
Yeah.
I've got no beef against the guy, but he just needs to shut the fuck up.
Mm. But I can't work out, is this a new political party? Is it a protest organization? Or, I mean, I looked at the websites and they're being very, at the moment, they're being quite cagey about, what their intentions are. They just, make some vague comments about, holding the government to account and making sure they do the right thing and blah. It's all a bit vague, and I'm thinking, well, what is it about? What does he hope to achieve with this? What's going on?
It might just be like a foundation. I don't know.
But if you go to the website has the name the Jeremy Corbyn Project.
Yeah.
So it seems to be all about him.
My guess, and it's a guess, would be that he or somebody who's advising him is trying to copy the right-wing way of doing things, which is make up a make-believe movement to fight against something that isn't actually there. That's my thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm thinking...
I mean, I don't know. He didn't win enough votes in that one election to where he could be like prime minister, and that was a huge thing.
He's lost his job. He's not the leader of the opposition anymore. And so I don't want to be cynical, but you know how grifters grift and make up a pretend movement such as Lawrence Fox with his pretend political party, or Nigel Farage and his pretend political party.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of thinking.
Mm.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to remember all the chants from when I was at the freaking protest when Brexit happened. It was like the week of the vote coming out. I just know the last part of it was Nigel, you're a twat, 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 just over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And then a DJ had set up at one point playing Bowie music. It was pretty cool. I mean, it was a fun protest for everybody to be so angry. They were yelling about Boris Johnson, and then it ended with Farage being a twat.
Yeah.
Farage's latest grift. He set up a thing where if you give him lots of money, surprise, surprise, he will give you financial advice.
Oh, how nice.
On how to leave the EU.
Yeah. Grifters gonna grift.
They have to. They don't know what else to do. They have to.
And, I think you need to move on to the next thing on your list, Mike.
See, you got a shot, man.
You've only got an hour left.
I've only got an hour left. Oh. Well.
Make it sexy. Make it sexy or the audience will go away.
They will. They hate us.
I don't know if you think that Proud Boys flashing their bottoms is sexy.
Oh, that ended in disaster, didn't it? Because I'm familiar with what you're talking about, but I do find those idiots to be quite hilarious because, let's face it, they've never seen a boobie in their life.
Did you guys see where they bought the kilts is actually an LGBTQ organization?
Yeah.
Yes. And they want to distance as much distance between them and the Proud Boys as they possibly can.
Yep.
The company's called Verilas, and they've given $1,000 to the NACP.
Wow.
And they pulled the yellow kilts from their stores. That's according to Newsweek.
Wow.
So, but the real story is that several people, unfortunately, were stabbed at this protest.
Oh God, that's terrible.
But these Proud Boys flashing their bums has kind of overshadowed that story, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh, people suck.
And several more in critical conditions. It's terrible.
Why do people have to be that way? I mean, like, for real. Why, first of all, I cannot stand the Proud Boys. Secondly, I cannot stand the fact that certain people are allowed to bring semi-automatic weapons to a protest because they couldn't go to Applebee's over the lockdown. But yet peaceful protesters like Black Lives Matter, they're out protesting. And then somebody with a semi-automatic weapon gets to shoot people indiscriminately. That's okay. Oh, he was just protecting those businesses. He's from another state, that Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
I can't even or odd for that matter. I'm so done with all of that shit.
And didn't the My Pillow guy bail him out?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We're now getting My Pillow guys ads in this country. That scares me.
Sorry. It's really, really frustrating, and I'm sick of all of it. If I'm honest, I'm sick of all of it.
We're all very sick of it. And the sad thing is we can't make it stop. Because when you've got people whose grift is telling lies, how do you counter that? Well, you counter it with the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is all a big fucking Well,
Yeah.
Soros and Big Pharma and all that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to counteract.
No, it's not. And it's really, really frustrating.
Oh, it's immensely frustrating. Yeah. Very much so.
But let's see if I can share this without my computer going funny. This is what we were talking about just now. Yeah, from Seth Andrews.
Yeah, I posted the article for that. It was pretty funny.
He says an LGBT-owned clothing company saw the Proud Boys wearing their kilts. They condemned the bigotry/hate, discontinued the kilts, offered a free color exchange to previous customers, and gave $1,000 to the NACP. #Love wins.
Yep. They felt like they had to do something because they were, I mean, they got money from horrible people. So I don't blame them. I probably would have done similar, you know?
Yeah. But why did they think that painting fuck Antifa on their arses was some kind of own? If anything, it was a self-own.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't write those letters on their arses themselves. Somebody had to get down on their knees and paint those letters on their arses. So they let that sink in.
These
right
are not,
there, face next to cheeks. Here's the F.
These people are not the brightest bulbs in B&Q, Mike. They're seriously fucking stupid.
Yeah.
They really are.
I mean, I live here. So my neighbor has a Trump flag still on his porch.
Yeah.
He still has a Trump flag. And I'll be honest, it's like my neighbor is such a misogynistic twat that he didn't like the height of my grass. And I have a riding lawnmower, I have allergies, so I have somebody else cut my grass for me, and they just hadn't done it yet. He walked across the street. My mom and my stepdad live like diagonally from me on Diagon Alley, whatever. So they live over there. He walked across the street to go over to their house to complain about my grass being a little too high.
Oh, God. Yeah.
That's where I live. And my mother's like, she's a grown-ass woman. Why don't you go talk to her? Man.
And Doorknob is saying, I need a Trump flag for when I eat chili. Oh, different kind of Trump.
To be fair, I have heard rumours from SJ that Scientism Mel does have a very unkempt garden.
I probably do.
And by garden,
that's not what we're talking about here because you're disgusting.
You had to take it there. You always have to lower the tone.
He's gross. He says he's a good boy, but then he talks about lady parts.
I just love roaming around Scientism Mel's garden.
You've never been there, so you don't know what it looks like.
Or have I?
You have not.
I've got big binoculars.
Across an ocean.
I was just about to say the same thing. They can see all the way across the Atlantic. Wow.
That's how tall our garden is.
This is what you call creepy stalker behavior.
Yes.
What's she doing now? Let me see. Oh, she's sitting in her house all the time, never leaving. This is so exciting.
Just to be fair, I'm ordering a pizza. I'm not actually looking at Scientist Mel's garden.
It's like that film Rear Window.
Oh yeah. I felt like that guy was just far too interested in his neighbors to a point that it really was a problem, I think. And he's like, well, he killed his wife. Well, still. He's a bit too invested.
Yeah, exactly. And that movie would not fly today. It would not fly today.
They did a remake with Christopher Reeves when he was still alive in a wheelchair. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, they did.
I didn't know about that actually.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
Did it flop?
It might have. I don't know. I have to say, one of the films that I saw before he had his accident, he played a pedophile, and that was just really too much for me because I couldn't deal with it because he's my Superman. You know what I mean? So I was crushing on him when I was little, and seeing him being a pedophile in another film, I'm like, I can't do this. This is too conflicting here, but he's my Superman.
He's the Superman I grew up with as well.
I love him.
Yeah. But so go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say I like Henry Cavill, but I just did not enjoy. I thought The Man of Steel was very poorly written. That is not how I would think Kal-El would act, and I'm just like, no, thank you, do not want. But I think he could have been a good Superman, but the entire direction they went with the story was just a massive turnoff.
Yeah, unfortunately. But anyway, back to my list. Here's some good news. Argentina passed abortion legislation.
Yay!
So they you can now legally have an abortion in Argentina now. So that's which is awesome. Better late than never.
Yes. Yes. I saw that came out recently. I think I just saw that today, actually. I just saw that today. But yeah, that's good news. It's almost like women, should be able to choose what happens to their body.
Exactly.
Weird thing. I've been watching Ripper Street, speaking of which. And so it's pretty interesting to see how they treat ladies of the night, and how, and even now, the way that sex workers are treated. Like they deserve something less. They chose that particular job, so they don't get the same rights as other people. But it kind of walks along similar lines that, women are not allowed to have autonomy over their own bodies.
Yeah.
Geez. Well, don't you know that Stool can't read, so it's really hard for him to order pizza. Doorknob Head was commenting on how long it was taking you to order your pizza.
I'm doing the science.
While y'all were talking, I managed to order a pizza and a salad, and it'll be at my house in about an hour. So
an hour?
Yes.
10 minutes.
Well,
fuck you.
But I don't do Domino's. I do like actual nice pizza, that comes from another town, and they deliver it to me. So it takes a little while. I
don't do Domino's. I do a nice local place.
What's the local place?
Well, I'm not going to tell you, am I?
Pizza Hut?
No.
Are you actually ordering KFC so you can eat some chicken out of a bucket?
Why do you think I'm a dick?
I don't know. Why would I think that? It's like I have no evidence at all or data to support that.
I hate you. I'm doing the science. I'm doing the science of takeaway.
Yeah. How many stools does it take to order a pizza?
17 kilometers an hour if the train is moving from east to west.
Ah.
Oh, gosh. If you're driving 17 kilometers an hour and you throw a boomerang out the window, how many donuts does it cost to buy Pedro's soul?
Telescope.
Oh, my goodness. My kitchen's a mess. That's why I ordered pizza, because I don't want to cook. I made gumbo the other night. It was really good. Had crab, actual crab, and some shrimp, and some andouille sausage. Served it over grits. It was nice.
So just for the sake of the Christmas episode, Mel, did you just admit to having crabs?
Only in my pot.
In your pot?
Yeah, where I put the shrimp and the andouille sausage.
Okay, this is weird.
Only because you make it weird.
Oh. Hello, Peter.
Oh, I'm off. Fuck this. I'm off. Fuck it. I hate this guy. I hate him. He's my fucking nemesis. He can fuck off.
Still got his feefies hurt.
I'm just curious. Is my sound working?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Ooh, damn. Mel, I think I got it.
What's that?
What you're hearing now is my output sound from OBS.
Okay.
Not using what you're using.
Okay. What do you have your output set to?
To the thing that I just installed.
Okay. We can talk about it later because this is Black Sofa Stream and we don't want to hijack it and turn it into a troubleshooting episode of how to fix Mel's sound.
No, but I checked.
This is what Peter does. He hijacks people's streams and he takes over. He's an evil Russian commie. Kick him out. Kick him out.
He's sulking now.
Yeah, he is.
He's sulking. What I could do is I could pull up Melon Hovercraft's Christmas thingy that I especially made for him.
Ah.
That's not bringing him back. He's really sulking.
Okay, I'll listen. I'll listen.
It's about me then. Okay, I'll listen now.
I tell you what.
This is really difficult because I'm literally struggling with the app here. And I really need my tray of doner meat.
Peter, what?
I don't know. What is he playing with? He's playing with something there.
It's either a can of evaporated milk, or it's a potato, or it's a carrot.
Which brings me to the question: if the milk is evaporated, how can you drink it?
It was boiled and caught, and then allowed to just condensate, and then that's what they're drinking.
I think we've got the explanation why Stool's always with his head in the clouds. He's looking for evaporated milk.
Yeah. But why is Alex Jones in trouble?
Why isn't he?
Is this a riddle? Why isn't Alex Jones in trouble? I'm waiting for the punchline.
Oh, there's no. He's apparently he's facing calls to be arrested for threatening Joe Biden.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
He said
don't do that.
He said
do not
Joe
do
Biden is a globalist, and Joe Biden will be removed one way or another.
Did he start playing Blondie after that? One way or another, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. You know, that's the only way I could like take it seriously.
If you don't get your ass slapped for singing that, I'm gonna kill you, Scientism Mel. Because I'm not allowed to sing.
You poor baby. You want to come on my channel and sing? Is that
British.
what you want?
He's British. BBC clamps down on everything Stool makes.
It's
probably
funny
because he's always using stuff from the BBC.
They clamp down on me too. Don't feel bad. If I play any video from the BBC, it doesn't matter if I'm educational. They'll sit there and go, "No, it's sauce," and then they'll just like hit me every single time. Even if I appeal and I go, "It's an educational channel. I'm literally talking about this thing right now." It's sauce. It's sauce, and they get all Gollum on us. It's weird.
I'm a very good boy, and I don't share copyrighted material or written material, so I don't share BBC stuff. But here's the thing, Scientism Mel, I hate her so much. She can do singing and not get her ass spanked. Now, I do it, even using shitty karaoke music, and I get...
My stream's not allowed to play in certain countries.
I got a twatting from Led Zeppelin.
Stool, tell me what happened to the stream where I sang?
No,
as far as I know, that's still there.
I don't tend to look. I just can't. I work on the principle that everything I stream is going to get banned. So
it's probably your voice, and it's not people slapping you. It's just YouTube saying, "Hey, have you seen this guy singing your song?" And they're, nope, not going to happen.
But anyway, so Alex Jones, he this is according to the Independent. It says the InfoWars host has been accused of attempting to incite violence during his speech at the Million MAGA March, which was held to drum up support for Mr. Trump's baseless claims of election fraud. And they're quoting him, so I don't know who's going to be in the White House in 38 days, but I sure know this. Joe Biden is a globalist, and Joe Biden will be removed one way or another.
One way or another.
What do we think of this? Is this incitement to violence?
It is a bit.
Gonna get you.
Seeing how Alex Jones is responsible for the harassment of the Sandy Hook families to the point that they had to file a lawsuit because they had to move so many times from his followers harassing them everywhere they went, because he said that that Sandy Hook was completely made up and the parents were faking. And so even though, I think the 10-year anniversary was just a few days ago.
The word, or the term, should I say, globalist, is a dog whistle. It's a huge dog whistle. Unfortunately, most of the people who get on board with that kind of terminology don't actually understand why they're saying it. It's hugely anti-Semitic. It's basically the Jews run the world.
Yeah.
But the people who parrot Jones and et al., they don't understand what they're doing. Ask somebody. Go for it. Ask somebody who said, the next person you hear who says globalist, ask them, say, what does that word mean?
They don't know.
They haven't got a clue because it's a meaningless fucking word. Unless you're a Nazi.
Yes. But
my God.
Just saying.
Door Knobhead makes an interesting point. He's saying, well, Alex Jones is just an entertainer. So
that's what he
claimed. I think what he's alluding to is that his lawyer, Alex Jones' lawyer, has said in the past that Alex Jones, on his show, he's playing a character. So when he says these things, it's just his character.
But
not the
his
real
character incites violence on other people, and he has a history of that.
Yeah, and he has refuted what his lawyer has said. He said he wasn't playing the character; it was actually him.
Yeah.
So he needs to be in a hospital. That man needs to be in a hospital.
In one of those nice shirts that with long sleeves that tie in the back. That kind of hospital. Yes.
He needs to be in a padded cell.
I wouldn't be gracious enough to give him a padded cell. If he wants to run into the wall, let him. I see no problem with that whatsoever.
He might think he's Juggernaut from X-Men and can just run right through a wall. I'll get out of here.
The whole thing with the Sandy Hook. If you just deny the suffering that people have gone through as a result of that, you don't deserve a padded cell. You can just, for all I care, just run into it and end up.
I mean, he was abusive. It was an abusive level of harassment to where these people had to change their lives. Not once, not twice, usually multiple times because of his listeners finding them and harassing them.
Have you ever stumbled upon his ex-wife?
Oh, yeah. The fact that she had to go to court and he said that he was sane enough to handle his kids. And then, then he goes into another court saying that he's not sane enough to be held responsible for Sandy Hook.
Here's the weird thing that perturbs me about his ex-wife. I think she's a bit of an idiot. Because her story is I'm going to call it a sob story because I think she's as dishonest as he is, sorry. Her story is that Alex Jones is kind of innocent. He used to be an advocate for free speech, the free speech. And then he went weird. Well, that's absolute bullshit because if you've ever seen Alex Jones's stuff going back to the 80s, the guy, call it free speech if you want to, because you're American, so yeah, free speech, whatever. But the guy talks absolute bullshit. He tells lies. He's a lying fuck. That's not free speech. That's being a lying fuck.
Did you know that politicians can lie in the campaign trail because that's protected under the First Amendment?
Yes, I did. Yes, I knew that actually. And also, here in the UK, politicians are allowed to lie in the House of Commons because that's protected as well. They're allowed to lie with impunity.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can't prosecute them.
Scientists fake data, we go to jail. So it's like, hey, why not hold politicians to the same standards as scientists?
I think I've got the solution of what we need. After Doorknob Head's comment that was just put up on the screen, what we need is on Twitter. We now have, when Trump tweets, it says below that this claim about voter fraud is disputed. We need Doorknob Head to get access to Twitter and respond in his ways to certain tweets. I think that would be a massive improvement, not only for our sanity, but also for the truth of things.
Yeah.
I would want that option in Twitter.
There is a rumor that after January 20, when the orange shit gibbon is gone, his protection on Twitter will be gone also.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Which means they can ban him for being a lying twat, basically. At the moment, I don't agree with it. I hate it so much, but I kind of understand Twitter's point of view. He's a prolific person.
I mean, he's a public figure that's a
public
president.
Figure, blah, blah, blah. And so they have to not censor him. But after January 20, they could ban the fucker. It won't happen, obviously, because he's got a lot of followers. That's good for revenue for Twitter. Most of his followers are not real; they're bots, inactive accounts. But it would be wonderful, do you not think, if one day we wake up and we find that he's gone from Twitter.
I would like to see that happen just for one reason and one reason only. So Trump being suspended from Twitter and not being able to tweet about that. We need a camera in his room when that happens.
They kick me off of Twitter. I'll be right back, guys. Here, look at my dog while I'll be right back.
It isn't going to work, actually, because most of his lies he tweets from the official president account.
No,
and that can't be banned.
No, he tweets from his own account and then retweets from the POTUS account.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he doesn't use the POTUS account at all, other than retweet Donald Trump, because it's not about the president, it's about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is more important than the president, so he needs to use his personal account.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why he does that, because the POTUS account says POTUS and not real Donald Trump.
Yeah, and Sam Chaos is saying there's some sort of law, I think, that public statements by the president must remain on record, which goes away when he's no longer president. How long after the inauguration do we think? 2 hours?
I think they're going to be pretty fast on doing that. Not sure.
Doing what? Repeat that.
They have to keep his tweets on record.
Look, I'm listening.
Yes. I know. We all know you haven't figured out the difference between microphones and headphones. You think that if you hold your head close to a microphone, it becomes a headphone. It's not how that works, Stool.
Peter, speak up. I can't hear you. Speak up.
You can't hear me.
Speak up.
So this is fake, because if you really couldn't hear me, you wouldn't say anything. You would enjoy that. You wouldn't even try to fix the problem.
You're such a wanker.
But that's the problem. What's going to happen to his account when he's no longer president? Are his tweets going to be archived still? Because I think they should.
Oh, they will be. That's kind of the law in America land. So everything tweeted from the official POTUS account, that has to be maintained in records forever and ever.
If you hadn't been so worried about your microphone, you would have heard after the inauguration.
God, you're so boring.
It happens now, but it stops when Biden is inaugurated as president.
Oh, dear. You know, you're so boring, Peter. What I was saying was, on the official POTUS account, they are maintained forever and ever and ever.
Yes.
So that's a matter of history and record. And I pity the future people. The future people, I'm so scared for them having to read back over this crap. But his personal account, whatever, that can just go away.
How can you be so close to the microphone and still cut out?
His microphone has had it with him.
Yes, it's there. Inside that muff that he has on there, his microphone is retracting within itself in order not to hear him when he gets that close. That's what's happening. And that's why the thing is there, because usually you could see the microphone just retracting, and now he put that thing over it so you can't see it anymore.
You're a dirty pervert, Peter. Fuck off.
Anyway, from Joe Biden to his wife.
You're never going to get through this list, Mike.
I think I'm beginning to wonder, actually, but we can give it a go.
The biggest mistake you made was telling us that you had a list.
Yes, I won't make that mistake again. But moving on to Dr. Jill Biden. Wall Street's opinion editor.
Looks just like you.
The Wall Street opinion editor, Joseph Epstein, or is it pronounced Epstein?
I think it was Washington Post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to pronounce his surname that way.
But he wrote a piece, an opinion piece, calling on Dr. Jill Biden to think about dropping her doctor title.
Masculinity so fragile.
Yeah. It's not a proper doctorate, apparently.
The Tucker Carlson made a big deal about this, obviously. And I kind of reminded the doctor, Tucker Carlson, because I think he's a doctor of baseball or something.
Not divinity?
Do you remember Dr. Sebastian Gorka?
No.
I'm guessing not. No. Well, he's the guy who was one of the first into the first Trump administration. He's a grifter, a liar, a fraud, massive racist. And he got his doctorate. It's not real. He's not a real doctor. But he insists, this is true, he insists, because he gives lots of interviews now on radio, on TV, on Sky News, Fox News, and he always insists to the producers that he has to have the name doctor in front of his name.
The honorific.
He got his qualification from a bunch of Nazis. One was his dad, and it's totally phony. But these frauds, who he was literally the advisor to Donald Trump in 2016 on terrorism and Muslims. Look at his dissertation.
Oh,
it looks
God.
like it was written by a 4-year-old. So, doctor my ass, up yours.
Okay. So the whole idea with the education doctorate, you have various different types of doctorates. You have the EDD, which is the education doctorate. You have the Juris Doctorate, which is the law doctorate. You have PhD, which is more of philosophy based, where you would get like the College of Arts and Sciences. So you have lots of different types of doctorates. You can get a PhD in freaking music. Okay. You can get a PhD in education, but it's a different pathway. It doesn't mean it's any less important than an EDD. The education doctorate, you do different things for, but she still freaking earned her doctorate. It's just, it's not the same as a PhD, but that doesn't mean she didn't earn a doctorate. So
the important thing is that if you've earned that honor, for want of a better word, then you're entitled to use it in front of your name if you choose to do so. Mm-hmm. And it's not about medicine. The D was invented before we had medicine. Doctor is not about medicine. It's a Latin word. Doctorate is not a...
I have an MA, which is a Master of Arts, but that's in teaching. I have a Master's of Arts in teaching. If I wanted to, I could get a doctorate in education, but I also have an MS, which is a master's in science in chemistry. So I could get a PhD in science if I wanted to. I have that, or maybe I could even make up my own freaking PhD. I could get a PhD in science education by combining the two freaking things. It doesn't matter. You can go and get your doctorate in a different pathway.
All you need to do, obviously, you guys know this. I'm awesome and I understand language. Just learn what the word doctorate means and what doctor means. It's not about cutting people up or giving injections. The medical people adopted that word. It's about teaching.
Sorry, your microphone cut out. You said you were what?
Fuck you. I hate this guy
guys,
with absolute passion.
Y'all just need to get a room. You really do. You just need to get a room and be done with it.
At times we have that. It's on his channel, but he can't stream that because it'll be flagged.
Is that why you guys wear masks?
Yeah.
Going back to Paul Watson. Who's pegging whom?
Peter, the first rule of private stool room is never talk about private stool room.
Okay.
The second rule of private storeroom is never talk about private storeroom.
No, that's the third rule.
Oh.
No, the first rule of private stool room is do not join private stool room. That's the first rule.
I think that's rule number 4.
No,
It's a very complicated room, I must say.
There's so
many
much
rules.
to unpack there, and pack for that matter.
you know the two rules of Peter the Tucker, right? Rule number 1, Peter's always right. Rule number 2, if Peter's not right, automatically apply rule number 1.
Mel, I'll translate that for you.
I know. I heard what he said.
No, I'll do the accent. Hey, I'm a European. I smoke the drugs. I'm happy.
Someone just called you my little ripe melon. Just let it sink in school.
Are you knocking on the melon to see just how ripe it is?
I'm so going to sing right now.
Are you going to sing REO's Speedwagon or are you going to sing Air Supply? What you going to sing?
Knock, knock, knocking on Melon's door.
Oh, you had to take it there, didn't you?
Who's Melon?
I had to go there.
Who?
Melon
Wow.
hovercraft.
I think
Anyway.
if you go looking, I think you will find that Melon is the latest clone of StreamYard, which is done by Logitech.
That's a pile
You
of
can
crap.
you can in the free version you can have as much as one whole guest, which is awesome.
Yeah, I checked into it and I wasn't totally not scared about it being a complete scam, but whatever.
It looks exactly like StreamYard. The only thing is the back room is to the side, and the rest is just literally StreamYard.
Whilst we're talking about back rooms, Mel, are you comfy?
Yeah, he's going to talk about sex again.
He probably is. The man needs to get laid. Do we need to send you some funds to where you can get a lady of the evening to help you with your issues, Melon?
No.
I mean, I might know some ladies that are more of the dominatrix issue, and they won't necessarily have sex with you, but they'll beat the crap out of you for a small fee.
And you've just proved the point. SJ was right about you.
Just because I know people doesn't mean I'm one of them.
No,
I think by now we have proven the point that Mel is indeed a cam girl. I mean,
Definitely.
There's merchandise. There's merchandise. I mean,
Stool just needs to go to mailorderbride.com.
Get you a Russian lady.
Oh no, I don't want a Russian one. I'm not a pervert.
Or Thailand. I was thinking more Thailand.
Like that.
Ooh,
that doesn't make it better.
No, that's a bit Gary Glitter. No.
Depending on the age range.
The lady boys of Bangkok.
I think if we're going to find someone for Stool, it's going to be in Borat's home country.
Probably.
Anyway,
We'll ship
moving along.
Ortega in a crate.
Moving along quite briskly.
Okay.
Moving along quite briskly. I think it's time. I think it's time to ask Mike to get on to his next question because he's only got 20 minutes left.
It's 17 minutes, but that's okay. You have a hard time with counting.
Well,
I'm counting in metric.
Before this becomes the Let's Bash Stool show, the next story.
I so want that to be my Christmas episode.
Is this one?
No, I'm not joking. I want it to happen.
Pat Robertson calls on God to intervene in the election to keep Trump president in bonkers rants.
There was no need to add that last part, bonkers rant, because it doesn't specify anything. Everything he does is a bonkers rant, so it doesn't stand out if you say that.
That picture of him, though, he looks like he's trying really hard to be the emperor, from Star Wars.
I think he's turning into a house
We just
elf.
need to get the lightning to come out of his fingers.
No, he's turning into a house elf. He's shrinking. His body is shrinking. His head is getting. Well, I don't know what.
His head is getting larger.
He's the Grand Nagus from Star Trek. But
Hi.
I don't know, but
we should point him out to Kent Hovind, because Kent Hovind says that if you get older, your brows in your skull will keep growing, and people have pointed out to him that that's not the case, but your ears will keep growing. If you look at the picture, you will find that that's entirely correct.
Yes.
Look.
Golly, he does have a little extra ear stuff going on the right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and his earlobes are on his chin.
They look like they are. Man.
Yes.
He should get some tape. He could get some tape and pull that back and give him like a little miniature facelift. They did that for Ian Holm for Lord of the Rings when he was younger Bilbo. They gave him a tape facelift. And Ian Holm's not with us anymore, so I'm sad now.
I think Pat Robertson's the only man I know that has his scrotum on his face.
It says televangelist Pat Robertson has sounded off on outgoing President Donald Trump's efforts to undo the results of the 2020 election, which Trump lost to President-elect Joe Biden. So these guys are getting desperate now.
How are you going to get God to change that? And if you're going to ask God to change anything, why the frickin' election? Why not childhood cancer? Why not, I don't know, COVID-19? What? Why the election?
I don't know, but they are showing all of these right-wing televangelists. They're showing themselves up for the hypocrites that they are, because according to Romans chapter 13 verses 1 to 7, they're supposed to submit to the authorities that God has put in place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if you rebel against the authorities, you're rebelling against God.
That doesn't matter, though.
Every world leader is put in place by God Himself. So, and I have to say, I have been trolling a couple of Christian YouTubers who are still whining that Trump lost. And every time I see that there's going to be another stream about that, I just pop in the side chat and say, hey, how does it feel to see God backing the wrong guy? Because that's obviously what he did. Because Biden couldn't have won if God had any power and didn't want him to.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
And they only, as far as I can see, these fundamental, televangelists, evangelical Christians, they only obey that passage in the Bible when the leader in question agrees with their political.
Are you accusing televangelists of cherry picking?
I think I am.
Dear.
Yeah.
Oh my dear.
I don't know, but I think Stool is looking up Margaret Thatcher porn on his phone right now.
Shut up.
He was really enthralled in what's going on. It's got to be Margaret Thatcher naked.
He's going over the internet looking for a dominatrix that looks like Margaret Thatcher.
I will take your milk.
Oh, she will. She will. But it seems to me that
Look at him fantasizing. He looks so happy now.
Silence. Scientist and Mel, I'm not recording this, but can you just shout, "I'm going to take your milk," again really loud?
Oh, good.
No.
I'm ordering pizza, you dirty perverts.
How long does it take you to order pizza? Did you get it wrong the first time?
Yes, I got it fucking wrong. I messed up.
It's coming all the way from Italy. It's coming all the way from Italy. That's why it's taking so long.
It's like, how do you spell pepperoni in Italian?
He probably spelled pepperoni Iron Lady. I want a pizza with extra Iron Lady on it.
Oh my gosh. Legit belly laughs. My sides hurt.
Oh, I've worked it out. Technology. I've got to press the orange thing. I was trying to work out how to remove things from my order, and that was really difficult.
That's what Melania said.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. How do I work my phone?
I just want to make this point that these evangelicals, when the leader or the president in this case doesn't is not going to push their political agenda like Trump has been doing, all of a sudden, he's the Antichrist.
Oh, of
he's
course.
Not the devil. He's Satan incarnate.
Of course he is.
That's the excuse they give for not submitting to
what I don't get is how the evangelicals can back Trump with everything we know. You got a first lady who posed naked with another woman. We have a guy who said in a bus that you can grab women by the,
Yeah.
And the evangelicals seem to be fine with all of that.
But that's what they do. That's what a lot of them do. They cherry pick. They pick out the things. That's what we call a la carte Christians. So when they go and look at the menu, they're like, okay, I don't like that, but I like this. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to take this here. This is suitable for me. The rest of this can go away. So it doesn't matter. They do that with the Bible and they do that also with regular life. And they'll do mental backflips to justify their bigotry.
If your president talks about 2 Corinthians, that should give you a hint that he's never opened that book before.
No, he has no idea. He's an idiot. You know, it's like the last time I had a conversation with my grandfather, who is a Trump supporter, was, let's see, it was right after the election. I actually did not go to Thanksgiving at my grandparents' house. I went out of town on purpose because I didn't want to deal with that. So I went to New Orleans and had Thanksgiving there. And then after that, the holiday following up from that was Christmas. So I was at my mom's house and my grandfather sitting there and he's like, well, you know, Trump graduated this and this from this academy. He's so smart and he's this. I'm like, Grandpa, I have 4 degrees. Okay, let's listen to the smart person here. Look, his parents donated all this. Look at this professor that says he was an idiot. So why don't you listen to your own grandchild? But then they look at me and they think that being a woman is a disability. So it's amazing I got this far. They believe anything from anybody who says stuff that they want to hear. It makes them feel good.
Yes.
I mean, my grandmother looked at me and said, we knew you were smart, but we didn't think you were that smart. So she's never had a job in her life and has worked at home as a homemaker.
Do you see the sad face above you, Mel?
Yeah, he's jealous. He wants to have the same grandfather I do, so he can sit there.
That's the face of a guy who just realized that Pornhub deleted all the Maggie Thatcher videos.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, moving on to the penultimate news story that I want to look at. Apparently, for the first time in its 70-year history, UNICEF is going to feed hungry children here in the UK.
Wow.
I saw that, and someone said that was a disgrace.
Yeah. Jacob Rees-Mogg. He said UNICEF should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They're making us look bad, guys.
for feeding hungry children. It's a political stunt, he says.
Jesus. For real?
Even if it's just a political stunt, can we ask how it's possible that these children can't get food? Isn't that the bigger issue?
Yeah.
It is, but right now the British government can't have anybody making them look bad right now.
As anyone showed them that there's this guy called Boris Johnson?
Doesn't matter. That's different. That's government people. You can't have nonprofit organizations stepping up and feeding hungry kids in a country that's a first world country, because that makes them look bad.
Yeah.
There he is. Jacob Rees-Mogg accuses UNICEF of playing politics over UK food campaign. But
I think my pizza might be here, Stool.
Yeah, you know what? You don't impress me because I've not ordered mine yet. But I'll tell you this. No, I'll tell you this. Honestly, mine would be so much better than yours because I'm having corn on mine.
My pizza is here. I'll be right back. Here, look at my dog.
Okay, then.
Not impressed. It'll be shit.
the UNICEF are only stepping in. They're only picking up the ball that the government has dropped. And Jacob Rees-Mogg is accusing them of playing politics.
They should have him on every news show in the UK and ask him what he has done to feed those children. So let's take the politics out of it. Let's ask him personally what he has done.
Yeah,
and let's see what he's worth and what he's donated.
Well, he's a multi-millionaire, and he says these things from an ivory tower, basically.
Yes.
He says that UNICEF should be feeding, starving children in third world countries. Well, yes, they are doing that, but there's also children starving here in the UK.
He's not mega rich. As far as rich goes, he's only worth about 100 million quid. So he's not like super rich, but he is still a cunt because he wants. He's the kind of Tory that I hate because he wants us all go. He wants all us, the normal people, to live in a Dickensian era.
Yeah.
Where, please,
what they should
please,
do is
can I have
leave
some
him
more?
What they should do is leave him with just 10 million, and the other 90 they should use to feed hungry children. That's like Donov has said.
He makes a lot of his money because his company is based in the Cayman Islands, so they don't pay any tax to the UK. So he is an absolute cunt. He really is. He's a vile piece of shit. And, if I was walking down the street and I saw him, I would shit on his head. He's a vile piece of filth.
Yeah. Yeah, if that's one of the comments that you make in your life, you failed as a human being.
Yeah.
He's a despicable piece of crap. He really is. But that's what we're heading to, because you've got this core element of what is now, let's call it the new Tory party, who really want us to go back into Dickensian times. They want Bar Humbug and Scrooge. They want us to beg.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's how I think of it.
Please, sir, may I have some more?
Exactly. And that, I do kind of get a pain in my left testicle when you try to do a British accent, but
hello, sir.
I'll let it go.
Would you like a little bit of sugar with your tea?
Actually, that turned me on.
Or do you prefer a little bit of cream?
Okay, I'm liking this one.
Hello, stool. What can we do for you today?
SJ was right. How much do you charge for doing this accent?
We're almost out of time, but I've got my "and finally" story here that hopefully it's going to cheer some of us up.
I'm just phoning Mel's sex line.
I don't have a sex line.
I think you should do that on your own time, Stool.
Yeah.
I'm willing to pay. Do the accent.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Black Sofa.
Yes.
What do you want to talk about now?
Yeah, we should have asked that about 2 hours ago, but whatever.
Okay.
I did warn you.
Here we go. Derbyshire Postman, 80, is the oldest postman in the UK, and he says he can't picture retirement. And there he is. There's a picture of him. And Mick Gibson, his name is, has been covering his 40-mile Derbyshire round, which includes villages of Barslow and Bubnell, for more than 30 years. He says, the views I have every day are stunning. Many of my customers are more like friends. I keep telling people it's my last Christmas at work, but it's never felt right to finish. So
I think he might have a point there, because I think the way he's talking about his job is his hobby. You don't want to stop your hobby because of your age.
No, I disagree. His job is his life, and he enjoys what he does because he gets out of it something more than the shit wage that he's paid.
As I said, it's his hobby.
No, not hobby. That's not the correct word.
Trust me.
Pedantic.
I made my hobby into my job, and I never had to work a day again. It's just what you do.
Yeah. And I think that's a really heartwarming story. And,
it is.
There were no cats or firemen.
Oh God. Well, when I see firemen, I don't go, oh my gosh, danger. So it's not my immediate reaction when I see certain firemen.
I just had high hopes for Mike because he promised me he had a good feel-good story for the end.
Well, I think that's a feel-good story.
It is a feel-good story.
There were literally no cat. There were no cats and no trees, or firemen.
I'm really interested in Stool's preoccupation with firemen. Do you have a calendar somewhere that you're not sharing with the rest of us?
I think that might be the case.
Maybe I just like it when the pussies get stuck in the bush.
Oh,
that's not a tree. I think you're more into trees.
Yeah. Well,
with
maybe
large stalks.
If Stool is lucky, and maybe I'll see if I can find a story about cats next week. For next time. Who knows? Who knows? Or even dares to dream.
Oh no dreaming. No. Edwina Curry. No.
But yeah, I like that's a really inspirational story. I thought. The oldest postman in the UK doesn't want to retire because he loves his job, and
To be fair, he gets to meet people that by now would be his friends if he's been on that route for that long. You do make a couple of friends.
I'm going to amaze you all because you know how damn sexy I am.
Are you going to say that one of the things that you promised to do for the New Year is never to order corn on pizza again? Because that would be amazing.
Just getting him to order a pizza seems to be like that needs to be a thing because he has a really hard time with that.
Apparently so.
This is my third attempt at ordering a pizza. That's 10 minutes away. Oh, come on.
He promises me good things. He says, come and play in my stream, we'll give you good things. And all I get is abuse.
Oh. Look at that sad little face.
Yeah.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown. You just show up for that football kick every time and it gets pulled from you.
Oh dear. Are you Lucy then, Scientist Mel?
I suppose I am, just for the sheer entertainment of it. I will give you psychological advice for 5 cents a nickel. I'll put a jar out right here.
I can't imagine Stool as being Charlie Brown.
But he's got the head for it.
No, he looks more like the guy with the blanket.
Linus?
Yes.
Linus.
He whines a bit like Linus, so that might. No, Linus is wise. We can't, he's not wise like Linus.
No.
He's whiny like Charlie Brown.
Oh. But on that,
you're all absolute cunts.
I will see you next Tuesday as well.
Pig pen, doorknob head off.
Well, he's lacking a few of the flies, but maybe.
Maybe. But on that bombshell, we're going to say good night. And thanks for dropping by. And thanks to everyone who's been watching all this time as well.
Nobody's been watching.
Donna still here.
Yeah.
And so I just want to say, if you've liked this video, then do give me a thumbs up and do share as well, because the thing is, my channel is not getting recommended. My videos are not getting recommended on the YouTube. So the more visible my videos become, the better.
This is a 2-hour stream. If people are going to watch this, at least they're not going to watch, I don't know, some melon hovercraft doing a thing, or something.
So yeah, do like and do subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll never miss another video. Okay, bye for now.